Amityville Playhouse. We immediately get a teaser of quality awaiting us in this one. I mean, some security guy gets murdered in some food footage style, or not even that, and I don't care, it will not raised in the movie at any point, so why even it is in the movie? By the way, the title card says the title is something else, Amityville Theater, not Playhouse, but who cares, right? Just like you shouldn't care for any continuity with the other films, as none is established. Sure, we will still be in the Amityville city, so it's kinda that evil is spreading continuity or canon or whatever you want to call it. And there is some Native American ghosts malpractice in the process, but that's it. This thing is fucking boring. So boring, I wish it was at least found footage. Because, you can afford to make a movie about dicking around like he's watching 2022, which makes you watch it somehow, though there is really nothing much happening plot-wise. There is a plot in the background. There is this entity arising slowly and gradually, and he is watching. But here it's just a couple of young adults going to this abandoned cinema which is not used because the parents of the protagonist died, and she wants to take a look at it before deciding to sell it or not, although this theater is out of commission like years, so I don't know how they have the money to have it at all, or how she plans to, whatever. It's really just they are sleeping there for a weekend, but soon it gets locked in. But it's not even in a funny way like in the Locked In, that Christian movie where they go into some church and they get locked in and everyone disappears and this paranormal activity stuff starts happening, and it's all because a porn magazine was smuggled in the building, and that's the devil, and we can't have that, and it's total bore fest. But it is so bad, you just can't stop looking. This is just tasteless. It's not in the way like some gore-fest movies. It's just it has no taste in it. It's plastic. It's just young adult people in a location waiting to be slasher killed. There is not even gore, so Rob Zombie is out of commission. And the most problematic part is they get locked in, although they came in through a window, and there was this homeless girl who lived there. I can understand it, but she came in and there are windows, and if you are locked in at a place, just assume there are no windows or they are bulletproof or something. There is a wooden door, or I don't care that ghost can use supernatural force to look in that wooden door and you can pass it in any way at all. Go and look for a metal pipe. Really, you can find the metal pipe to break off from somewhere, but especially if it is an abandoned building and you actually see in the film there are pipes you could use. and start smashing the wall. I don't care if your mobile is not working. I don't care if you can't use the door. I don't care if there are no windows or they are bulletproof or whatever. You can go through the wall. And you know how I learned you can go through the wall and you can think outside the box? By a very old case where an alcoholic person who had like three in elementary school and that was his degree committed a series of robberies using that method. He had a pickaxe and went through the walls in some vacation community, where only during the summer period are people, otherwise it's just free for all. And also just pissing me up with being boring. This movie has the atrocity. It's a detail thing. I like details. I don't recognize them consciously. I don't look after them. I just tend to notice when it's complement your story. So I can really look past a lot of things. Sometimes I just notice things like in He's Watching, which I mentioned, these 2022 movies, these kids in just living their lives in this demon haunted apartment because their parents are in the hospital, and you see at one point she one of the kids is just dicking around with the camera, and you see her hands, and you see the nail polish just burned down, and it's a very good detail because these kids are alone. They would use nail polish, but they wouldn't care to keep it repaired. So it's stone. And when you recognize this detail on the screen, it really helps your movie. But when you have really nothing plot-wise and nothing going for it, and people are desperately trying to find entertainment in your movie, and you pull in some who died in this house, and you pull out these mortuary reports from the archives of the mayor city building, whatever it is called, and the dates uh, predating the actual original Amityville murders, you are in trouble. I was really trying to be easy on this and just let it in the continuity, but it's not. So just it was so a minimalistic approach from my side, and you knock down the bar even when it's so easy to pass. Oh, and what was the story of this Amityville Playhouse? Well, it turns out the city was sacrificing six people every day or time period, and that's why all the youngsters went into this cinema had to die. But what this has to do with the Amityville thing, this demon spreading possession, supernatural activity. This is just a sect trying to prevent the apocalypse. Even Midnight Shyamalan's recent movie, Knock on the Cabin, which is kinda Cabin in the Woods 2 in a sense, they really went there, Hollywood is that desperate, is better than this. That movie is absolutely predictable and the direction is so weak. Batista's acting looks good because of it. It's not a particularly bad movie. I would rate 5 out of 10, but this Amityville Playhouse is really just not worth watching, even compared to late Shyamalan films. And that's an achievement.